In your wildest dreams, do you ever think you'd have an association with a Derby winner like this?
With two of them so close, no. It's a dream come true, and we're very blessed. And this is something you work for all your life, and oftentimes it doesn't come your way, so we're over the moon.
Talk a little about the people around the barn and this. There's got to be an extra spring in the step. Obviously, it was a spring in the step before the race, but talk a little bit about today and even Sunday, I guess, around the farm.
Sure. Just going back the last few weeks, probably 3 weeks before the Derby is when everything started heating up because these horses were in pretty serious Derby preps, Santa Anita Derby and the Arkansas Derby. So when those two horses won those two races, we started thinking, could it be possible? Could it be possible? And then you're hoping that there's no injuries and nothing going wrong and counting your blessings, and just being associated with two of them was really great. So the morning of the Derby, in fact, I'll give you a quick story. I didn't bet the exacta because I didn't want to jinx it. I just felt like that is just messing with fate, messing with God. I just figured, don't do that. Just, bet them separately and hope for the best, and whatever happens, happens. So it happened.
Take us through the race a little bit. First of all, how you thought the race would unfold and how it actually did unfold, and were you just in a different state of mind?
Yes, to answer your last question first, absolutely a different state of mind. Still am, still floating, but going through the race, when they broke and Bodemeister came by us the first time, we were probably on the 16th pole in the box at Churchill. Came by us the first time, he was in a good spot, and they hit the first turn and he started to pull out, and I was watching the fractions, and I thought, well, this is fun. It's nice to be associated, and the fractions are popping up. I said, okay, well, there's always next year. We'll just hope he holds on. And then they hit the half-mile pole and the quarter pole, and he's starting to pull out at the quarter pole. And I thought, oh, my gosh, he's starting to draw off. Maybe this horse is going to pull it off. And then right when they came in front of us, because where we were was about the 8th pole or the 16th pole, we saw seeing these purple and white silks come up. And Bodemeister's backing up a little bit. And my brother was sitting right in front of me in the box, and he says today he still has, it feels like his ribs are cracked because I ended up either slapping him or hitting him. I said, I'll have another pull. We might come in first, second here. So we're just screaming, hoping they hold on. And you know how it gets to, when it comes into the wire, it's like they go in slow motion, and the wire just doesn't come. And that Dullahan was just right on their tail, and it was like, please wire, and it finally came, and the rest is history, literally, and we just, again, can't describe it. Apples and oranges, completely two different types. One of them was an Empire Maker out of a graded stakes winning young mare, grade 1 place, kind of a super mare. It cost a lot of money. They bought her, Audley Farm in Virginia, bought her for $1.2 million, I believe. And so high hopes from the very beginning. And he's a very nice looking foal. He's a little small, Empire Maker. This is Bodemeister I'm talking about. A little small, but he had a lot of class and a huge walk to him and very elegant. He stuck out. I'll Have Another was relatively indescript, light in the hip, not real imposing, kind of narrow through the chest, and basically just a horse on the farm. He fit in with the rest. He also was very athletic, but he didn't stick out. So when it came, as we got towards sale prep, Bodemeister, when I go up to Virginia to see those horses at Audley several times in the spring, I watched him change progressively and really improve and really impress. I'll Have Another, he was fine, but it was apples to oranges. So clearly, I'll Have Another was just a diamond in the rough.
And then talk a little about them on the sale grounds here and activity and whatnot, both Bodie and I'll Have Another.
Okay, Bodie was in Book 2, and there was a lot of flash, a lot of excitement around him. He bought $260, which was good money. It was right when things were starting to tank a little bit with the economy. No, we were halfway through it, so things weren't that great, and he sold well. If he was an inch taller, he'd have brought quite a bit more probably, but it was still a good sale, and we were real pleased, especially that Mr. Zayat bought him, because we know he'd be going to great hands. And then we got back to Book 5, and it was Flower Alley out of Arches Gal-Edith, which is I'll Have Another. Not a lot of black type up front, young mare, unproven sire. So I just kind of fitting in with the numbers, and we liked him, but he was where he was supposed to be in the sale at the time, and he bought $11,000, but he clearly has improved his resume. My association with Harvey Clark our family goes back quite a bit now with Harvey. He's got some mares at the farm. He's had horses in partnership with my father, some race horses as well as brood mares, and he's just a wonderful person. Salt of the earth, the best kind of client to have, because he takes the good with the bad, never gets too high when they're good, never gets too low when things go wrong, and they do. Things go wrong with the horses. And he's fabulous. He's so supportive. He's so loyal, and he deserves this. He loves to race, so I think it's a little bit of a double-edged sword for him, a little bittersweet. But he's enjoying it, the fact that he's bred a Derby winner. I'm sure he'd love to be racing this horse, but he's happy for Mr. Redham. So it's a match made in heaven for us. With Audley Farm, goes back almost a decade, and we sell their yearlings down here. Wonderful people, very professional, beautiful farm. It's kind of like a Claiborne-type farm up in Virginia. Big rolling hills, a lot of land. These horses have the life. They get treated like horses. They don't get babied, but at the same time, they're very well cared for. So I've actually learned a lot working with them. The general manager, Dr. Von Liepel, and Jamie McDermott, just terrific horsemen. And I actually have taken a lot from that relationship, and I'm very pleased with how it's worked out. Couldn't be happier for them. They deserve it.
Are you obviously a little closer to, with Virginia being up there, a little closer to Maryland and whatnot? Tell us about your plans for Preakness weekend. Let's just say that both of these are going to go back into the Preakness, and you're going to stay at that same 8th pole and not bet that exacta. Tell me a little bit about your thoughts on the Preakness.
I'm not going to bet the exacta. Again, I just can't do that. But if both of these horses show up again, it's a dream come true, and I will be there. And I'm probably just going to say I don't know where I'm going from that. So I'd say tactically, Bodemeister probably has a little better shot. I'll have another. Every time he gets asked now, he surprises. So we've got to start giving the horse the credit it deserves. But I think that being a little shorter and with the tactical speed that Bodemeister has, it probably fills up for him a little better. But don't ever count the other one out, because he won't let you.
And then as you compose your consignment for this September, can you tell us on a couple of others that you may be looking at for the Brookdale consignment for 14?
Particularly Bodemeister's little sister, Smart Strike filly. I went and saw her 2 weeks ago. I was very pleased and very excited. Funny, they get so much more beautiful and so much bigger after a race like this. So that's one, and then a few from the farm, which are good physicals, but maybe a little light on pedigree. And we've got all kinds from book 1, hopefully, all the way back to wherever.
Talk a little about coming to Keeneland with your consignment and what it means to be part of the Keeneland family and bringing your horses through the ring here. And again, repeat my question.
Bringing horses to Keeneland it's a remarkable experience, because you know you're going to be exposed to the best of the best from all over the world. Best horses, best buyers, best sellers, best market, great facilities. And it's what we've been doing for 3 decades, and there's a reason for it, and hope to be doing it for many more decades. And I know that their tradition will continue, and we're hoping to be a part of it as well.